Jesse, what's up, man? Thanks for the subscription, man. Hope you're doing well. Fellow CLS initial brethren. Ooh, I don't know. I guess it's just gonna transpose into a King's Indian, right? And thanks for following, Jesse. Okay, I don't know what's going on now. I guess probably E4 is still right. Sub first, then follow, yeah. If only everyone did it that way, you know? Yeah, I assume E4 is still what I should do. Okay, let's play E4. I mean, this could still transpose into some weird King's Indian thing. Let's see. Opponent from America, all his ratings are fairly close to mine. He's better at Blitz than I am. I mean, Queen in the middle of the board is kind of weird, but I guess I should have pushed D5. I don't know why I didn't think of D5. Whatever. Does it count different if you sub first and then follow? Not to my knowledge. I think it's just... I think Chessie just established first ever on Twitch subscribing to a channel before you follow it, so... Queen just all the way back? Yeah, let's just go all the way back home. I probably screwed this up. I probably was supposed to push D5. Let's do knight f3. Okay, I'll do knight f3. Yeah, it's just funnier that way. I guess bishop here. I'm gonna keep pretending like this is a King's Indian. Bishop there. Okay. I mean, if he ever tries to attack this pawn again, I've got B3, so I think I can just castle. One nice thing about this pawn being gone is maybe this bishop can play a pretty active role. So we'll just call it, you know, that was just part of the plan. B5 coming, but... Okay, let's just do this, I guess. Looks like a nice diagonal. Skip this track. I've had enough real life rain lately. This one's pretty rainy too. There we go. Okay. Fianchetto. This pawn needs a defender, because I want to move my knight at some point. So I could do like a rook e1, bishop f1 kind of deal. Yeah, that pawn's probably going to come under heavy fire, in fact. So, oh, I guess there's queen c2. Maybe all of the above. Queen c2 runs into knight b4. Oh yeah, I like to play slow chess, Chessie. Actually, I like to play classical, so I usually play 30 plus 20. But oftentimes nobody else wants to play that, so I have to play 15 plus 10 instead. But yeah, I like having plenty of time to think. I can't do blitz. I mean, I can, but I'm not a big fan. Yeah, I'm not your typical fast-paced chess stream over here. I guess just rook there. What else we got? I guess knight d4 is some kind of an idea. Is e5 anything other than just giving up a pawn? It'd be great to be able to play e5. So I guess rook e1 makes some sense in that regard. Alright, we'll just do it. Yeah, Chessy, I think that's fairly common. Like, if nothing else, like, numerically, your slow rating tends to be higher than your blitz rating. Like, it's just the classical pool is not as strong as the blitz pool, apparently. But... okay, I forgot he could do this stuff. Might as well hit him with h3. Don't expect he'll back off. He'll probably just go to bishop h5. Oh, okay. Well, it sort of helps. Okay. Well, it's a nice square for his knight. I don't know. Last time you played classical is 1962. How's it going, Brown Falcon? Now, are you guessing my name is Charles because you're wrong? Or are you addressing someone else in the chat as Charles? What's up, Martinez the Great? Okay, I guess he wants to push d5, which would help me get rid of this pawn weakness. So I'm cool with that. Bishop f1. The most passive square for the bishop. I've got f4 ideas, possibly. Let's just go bishop f1 for now, I guess. Well... yeah, let's go bishop f1. I'm just anticipating that he's gonna do this. I don't know if he is, but... Charles 15. Nah. Instead of rook e1, queen e1. What's the idea of queen e1? Oh yeah, you're right, Wolf. I didn't think about that. That does look slightly more active. Someone posited that the CL stood for Chess Lord. I kind of like that. Might have to change my real name to Chess Lord. Man, I've still got all kinds of troubles. Okay, I guess just king h1. Wait, that hangs a pawn. So no. So queen c2. Queen d2, queen c2, queen e2. Queen e2 doesn't really look too nice for me. But I could knight maneuver knight e2 to f4 or d4. But no, because the pawn needs some defense first. So queen c2 makes a lot of sense, I think. Gotta channel my inner Master Chief for this game. If nothing else, I've got the bishop pair. And I probably got nothing else, so that's what I'm gonna hang my hat on. His pieces aren't the best either, so also now my King H1 F4 idea, at least, you know, is legal. I don't know if it makes sense, but it's possible. What's he gonna do? I mean, I don't see too many inspiring moves. We should just agree to a draw here, maybe. F4, knight G6, queen D2, queen B6, check. King H1, rook D8, yeah. Bishop F3, H4. Okay, I don't know if I can keep all that in my head, but... The bird or the Dutch? Or the Russian? What's the hurry? Why are you Russian? Wiggle that F knight to F4, then sack everything. Yeah, I mean, I guess knight H5 is like the only forward move that makes any sense. That also stops F4. Okay, so just improving the rook. The thing is, D5, I think, is still helps white more than it helps black, but okay. I could bring my other rook in. That makes sense too. I play this King H1 idea. Let's just bring this rook in first and just put it back on black. Like, that move can't be bad. Seems like he was struggling to find an idea, so might as well let him struggle some more. I like rook AD1, rad 1. Nice. Knight there, huh? I'm gonna play F5? I don't understand that move. Knight C5. I guess that makes some sense. Hey, what's up, Todd Free Tag? How's it going? Thanks for the follow. You're, I remember you from Bubble Stream. I didn't realize you're an NM, though? That's awesome. Assuming you're who I thought you were. Yeah, I do my best, Todd. I like her stream. I think, you know, she's still a beginner, but she's, you know, she's learning. She's doing good. Let's see. What was I gonna do? King H1. Do I care about this knight coming in here? I mean, it does put pressure here. I've also got this kind of an idea again. For here. I guess knight f5. You know, that would make Ben Feingold happy. Opens up my bishop. Queen can go to c3 and have caveman threats. Maybe. I think I like that a little more than f4. f4 seems a little weakening. So yeah, let's try it. Thanks, Todd. Yeah, I thought that was a good one. Unfortunately, I don't honor like any requests that people make. I honor everything but push-ups. And the push-ups I honor just, you know, it might be a week or a month after you actually requested it that I do it. I guess I should get better about that. You're probably right about that, Wolf. What to do with that bishop, though? Where does that bishop go? I mean, the only thing I could come up with is like bishop e2 and then bishop h5, but like g6 and... I mean, I guess I could play like bishop g4 and say, hey, if you want to trade your great knight for my bad bishop, go ahead, but pawn structure gets a little weird. It still might be good. Probably better than a bishop just chilling on f1 all day. I think I'm just hoping, like, if we get to an endgame, then I can unleash the bishop pair on him. And I think getting the knight to f5 is a decent plan. Yeah, and he has no clue what his plan is, it seems. What is that? Now I could even play like b4. Oh, I guess maybe he wants to bring his knight here, but why? What's the knight do there? Helps get this in, but I don't care about that. I don't think. I'm just gonna keep going with my plan. I think my plan's better than his. Oh, okay, great, Alonso. I was gonna ask. Thank you for that feedback. So, I don't know if you were here when I said this earlier. I think what happened was I have like a little USB hub where the mic is plugged in, and each port has a little on-off switch, and I think I just like inadvertently had it off last night. So I think it was using my like integrated mic, the built-in mic to the laptop, which would make sense. That's why it sounded horrible. Knife F5? Knife F5, how does he defend... Oh, well, he can just move his knight. Defend that pawn. I mean, the knife's still good on F5. So, let's do it. What's my mic? It's like a blue snowball. This thing. I don't know what it's... It's actually my friend's mic. Then he's just letting me use indefinitely. I don't know what like model it is. I think it's an older one. Paint it white. I mean, I think the sound quality on this one's pretty decent. It's not quite professional, but I mean, you know, I'm just some little streamer, so. Yeah, I mean, it's a tough question. Is that Ixon or Lixon? I'm not sure. I mean, it's tough. Like, it's not something that you're going to pick up super quickly. I mean, I think you're on the right path. You know, watching YouTube videos, and I was wondering about F4 Squirrel. I mean, yeah, YouTube videos probably helped me more than anything. Go watch game reviews of strong players, like GMs reviewing games of other GMs. Play a lot of chess. Don't be afraid to lose, because you're going to lose a lot. But yeah, it just takes time, unfortunately. What about Bishop A3? Just put a little extra pressure. And then if you play C5, Knight D3, or Knight E3 and Knight D5. Hey, Miranda. Yeah. You gotta be careful with it, is the thing. Like, F4 probably isn't a bad move for white, because black doesn't really have any pieces that can attack my king. Oh yeah, another great tip that Squirrel is sort of getting at is play long games. Play games where you have time to think about each move, and then after the game, review your own game, try to figure out where things went wrong, and you know, use the engine to help you. Okay, double rooks. Doubling rooks makes sense. Also, this rook is really active. Sounds like Go advice. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure a lot of it does carry over, you know. It's probably good advice for learning anything. Okay, so he decides it's too much to bear, but now my knight gets this beautiful square. So knight in first? I don't think so. I think double the rooks first. This is kind of a cool move because then this knight's in a pin. Pseudo pin. Let's do that. Just bishop back. And then if he goes here, then aha, I finally got enough pressure on your pawn. But as things stand, I believe I'm threatening f4. Oh, he does have one nice move that I didn't see. That was not the one that worried me. Just take, and then when I double, my bishop's threatening to come to life. Finally. Just win an exchange now? I didn't see how I did that. Oh, I forgot about my f4 plan. I don't know. That was silly. Okay, I mean, I've still got some threat. But yeah, f4, knight moves, knight here, and... yeah, that was silly. Yeah, that would be interesting, Marinda. There are some cases where you would like to. Especially the king would like to be able to do that. Okay, well... now I win in exchange with my bad piece. He does have knight here. But then this hangs again. Okay. That was a fun game. Yeah, I'm happy with that game. That's another one of those games where I just squeezed and squeezed and squeezed. Those are fun. Yeah, computer says white's +7 here. So let's see how things played out. I'm letting the computer analysis run. Well, there's increment Asian, so he probably couldn't have flagged me. There's a 10-second increment. Squeeze, yeah, I like squeezing in chess. Yeah, I play increments so that doesn't happen. Thanks, manshuv. Good game to you too. That was an interesting game. So let's see. Yeah, computer's reasonably happy with my play. It looks like I made a few mistakes where I let my advantage slip away. So let's look at the whole thing. Yeah, I appreciate that. I'm really happy. I think this is one of my better played games recently, so... okay, I didn't really know the d6 line, I mean, I guess it's a fairly normal... Oh, it's the Old Indian. Okay, I've heard of it. I was sort of hoping it would transpose into a King's Indian, which is what I'm comfortable with. But you played e5, which... Ukrainian variation, interesting. Yeah, and then I played e4, and then immediately afterwards I was like, wait, why did I play e4? Computer doesn't like the Old Indian. Apparently the main move is knight f3. That makes sense. Just recapture with the knight instead of the queen. Or d takes e5 also should have been considered. It just goes into an endgame. D takes c, queen takes queen. Apparently white does pretty well after knight f3. And the d takes e5 line is pretty drawish, which makes sense. So what happens after d5? Let's see, that's the third most common move. And it's about equal in terms of all three results are almost equally likely. I think if I had to do it over again, this is what I would have done. But knight f3 makes a lot of sense too. Thanks for the follow, manshuv. Hopefully I'm pronouncing your name correctly. Yeah, Marinda, c4 is a really common idea for white in these d4 openings. Because often what can happen is, like if you think about the starting position, there's d4, d5 is really common, and then like the most common move for white is actually just to play c4 immediately. And the idea is, maybe I'm giving up a pawn, really I'm probably not, but I get the center. So this is what both sides usually would really like to have early in the game, is to have two pawns in the center controlling all the squares. So this is really a nice advantage for white. And also in this case, okay, the move e4, like I showed, it also attacks this pawn right away, so you're threatening to get the pawn back. And if you really want the pawn back, you can just play queen a4 check, and then he blocks the check somehow, and then you scoop up this pawn. So yeah, it's really, really common. And even c5 for black, you know, just the counter, or the mirror image, I guess. Very common. So, okay, let's see, where were we here? Okay, yeah, and then, wow, black scores really well. So this is just really not correct for white to do this, even though the computer says white's okay. Queen d2 was the main move. Queen d2 I would never play in a million years, but I guess I did end up putting my bishop on b2, so if I had had the foresight to see that maybe I wanted to fianchetto that bishop, then that does make sense. And now it's just even, it's just equal. Bishop e7 was the main move, and the computer doesn't like it, so go figure. Computer doesn't like knight f3. Bishop e2 is the main move. Okay, whatever. Castles, bishop e2. Yeah, I thought maybe that was an unusual square for the bishop, because blocking the file that the rook wants to use, and this pressure isn't so inconvenient. So I just castled. e3 anyway. Now, someone, was it Offbeat that suggested queen e1 here? I don't understand queen e1. Computer suggests a3, or h3 rather, which makes a lot of sense. Black has some pieces that can go there, which is what happened in the game. The bishop moved again. So right now the computer's saying h3, but then it says h3 is inaccurate and queen d2 was best. Okay, I mean, queen d2 makes sense too. I figured it's loofed for free. And then you surprised me by taking. But the knight got a great square. Bishop back. F4 right away, queen c2. Yeah, I kept wanting this f4 plan and it never really happened. Yeah, okay, bishop f1, not the most active, but computer doesn't care too much. Computer just likes white, so. But f4 and bishop f3, as suggested by Don't Cry Wolf, is the computer's second line. Behind queen c2 immediately. I guess queen c2 overprotects this pawn and frees up the knight, but I don't know what the knight's really doing right now. I don't know where the knight wants to go. Okay, bishop back, queen b6, queen c2 finally. Wants me to go ahead and start maneuvering my knight. Oh, yeah, knight e1 I never considered, but I found recently that I really like getting my knights on d6, d3, e3, or d6, e6 for black. So I kind of like the knight d1 to knight e3 maneuver. Also takes the sting out of this diagonal. And it's just another route to f5, maybe. Okay, both moves are pretty similar. I played rook d1, rook a d1, kind of just to put black back on the clock. Knight h5 we mentioned. That was the computer's top choice. But yeah, it's just tough for black to find a plan. And maybe my plan wasn't crushing, but at least I have something to work towards. I can improve my pieces. But now I've got tremendous pressure on d6. f4. Oh, I never thought about f4 here, but f4 knight moves. Oh, I was thinking you trade the bishops and ruin the structure, but what if knight here? f4, queen a5. What? That's the best black can do, really? What's wrong with this? Oh, right. And it just all falls apart. Okay. I understand that. Yeah, no matter what you do. Well, wait. What about this one? Oh, now I ruin the pawns and get this pawn. Okay, so there's just no good way for black to continue. Yeah, I should have been looking at f4 after every move. But okay, I mean, this is still good. Putting more pressure. Queen c3, wow. I threatened to double. He decided the pressure was too much. Bishop back. And then I just took my eye off the ball. I knew I wanted to play f4 if it wasn't addressed, and I just forgot. But luckily everything looks like is pretty winning. So I'm still forgetting about f4, but now there's threats on b5. And yeah. Now everything is pretty much done and dusted. So yeah, that was a fun game. I'm happy with that one.